us, which is DHS has been shut down by Republicans because of their refusal to actually agree to a set of bold and meaningful but common sense demands that are designed to get ICE under control. The Senate is going to handle their process, and we'll see what happens in terms of the confirmation hearings, in terms of the individual meetings that Senator Mark Wayne Mullen has with the senators who are going to be making a decision as to whether they should confirm him or not. And then we'll have more to say once that unfolds. But at the moment, it's not like Kristi Noem was the one who was involved in negotiating anything. She was a corrupt lackey. So we were dealing with the White House before, and we're going to continue to deal with the White House at this point in terms of whether there's going to be movement or not. I will tell you that Pam Bondi, she's got to go, and Stephen Miller has got to go. And we're going to approach those two toxic individuals with the same intensity that has now led to the termination of Kristi Noem.
You're saying with Mullen though that he has to confirm. Can't he just work on an acting capacity, and that would mean that you have to work with him in the meantime?
No.
Thank you. Obviously, there are two votes this afternoon on the War Powers resolution. Some of your members are seemingly wavering. How do you expect it to go? And if it does not move forward, will you then support the alternate that was also brought up?
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now, we're focused on securing strong Democratic support for this War Powers resolution. We believe that Donald Trump needed to get authorization for engaging in a war. He admits it's a war. The so-called Secretary of Defense, the most unqualified person to ever hold that position as well, he acknowledges that it's a war. And the Constitution is not ambiguous on this subject. And there's a reason. The framers were very clear. They wanted to make sure that the people's house, that the most direct representatives of the American people were the ones who could weigh in on issues of war and peace so that we could press an administration as to whether they have a plan. What's the justification for sending American men and women into a theater of war, risking their lives? As we've seen, we've already tragically lost 6 heroic servicemen and women. And we mourn for them, and we pray for their families. And we don't want to see any more American lives lost in Trump's war of choice. And so we're going to continue to engage with members over the next few hours in advance of the vote. There is going to be strong Democratic support and bipartisan support. And we're hoping that just a handful of additional Republicans beyond the two who have publicly said they're with us will do the right thing on behalf of the people that they are privileged to represent so we can enact this War Powers resolution. George Washington said in his farewell speech to the nation, and I've never forgotten this upon reading it, it wasn't there at the time, that the Constitution is sacredly obligatory upon all. That was his farewell message, final public speech to this new nation. The Constitution is sacredly obligatory upon all. That means everybody. There's no Trump exclusion. There's no wannabe king exclusion. There's no autocratic exclusion in the Constitution. It's sacredly obligatory upon all. And we just need our Republican colleagues to get some guts at this moment, as Rand Paul said yesterday. Get some guts and start acting like you're part of a separate and co-equal branch of government.
On the subject of Iran, the administration and Republicans have said there may be a need for a supplemental funding request. What is House Democratic leadership position on a potential supplemental request?
Yeah, we haven't had any conversation about the possibility of a supplemental funding request because at the moment, the administration can't even provide a justification for why we're in this massive conflict and war in the Middle East right now. They have not bothered to make that case to the American people. And their explanations are all over the place in terms of what prompted Donald Trump's decision. In fact, most recently, the White House has said Donald Trump had a feeling Can you believe that? A feeling. You send American men and women into war with a high likelihood of them dying based on Donald Trump's feeling? That's insanity to me. There's no evidence that there was an imminent threat to the United States of America. No evidence that they had reconstituted their nuclear program. No evidence that they have intercontinental ballistic missiles that can reach our shores. And so, before we even get to the consideration of a supplemental request, let's have the debate about how taxpayer dollars are being wasted right now. Billions spent to bomb the Middle East, triggering an all-out war that now involves more than a dozen countries, as opposed to actually Republicans bothering to find a dime to lower grocery prices or make life better for the American people. Thank you, everyone.